Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. Today, a video. Quality of life in the Philippines. Can you have quality of life in the Philippines? Look at my beard, huh? Since I did my beard. Can you have quality of life? Video coming up is I'm going to explain. Sure you can. And look at the time. It's 5:30. I don't know when. It's clocked up. You know, quality of life is something that people ask me about all the time. And it's something that you really don't think about. Some people don't even, they think about it, but they really don't think about it. But yes, you can have quality of life here just as good as you can in U.S. And what I mean by that is what is important to you, right? Food, water, shelter, some type of transportation, healthcare, healthiness, dentists, doctors. Can you get that here? Yes, you can. You can get all the same things you can in U.S. Now, some things that you really got to think about. You come to the Philippines is your health care, and I have a video on that. I've already done one. I'm redoing another one because I have an updates on health insurance, and I'm going to do that. It's different than living in U.S. And the stress level is different, of course, because the only stress is what stress you bring upon yourself here in the Philippines. Do you like living close to town? Do you want to grow your own vegetables? Things like that. You know, you have to think. You can think about it. For me, here in the Philippines, water, electric, food, travel. When I first came here, I said, well, I'd be happy just rent an apartment, be content with that, and not really worry too much about it. Then as I had my apartment, I said, well, it's noisy here, it's crowded, it's hot where I'm at, the sun is hitting on the wrong side of the house. But believe me, sun does matter. When you wake up in the morning, you don't want sun beating down as it's waking up, and you don't want to be facing the east. And you sure in the heck do not want to be facing in the south in the afternoon and evenings when the sun goes down. That sun is beating on the front door and the back door of the house. You always want your sun the opposite ways. And it's really an important factor. And so there was the first two apartments that I moved to, exactly what happened. The sun was raising in the morning on the east and my house faced east. And on the backside, of course, it'd be west in the afternoons. Is it fine? Sure. But boy, that heat will beat down on you, front door and back door. It makes a difference, believe it or not, side to side. It really does make a difference. I found that out in Buffalo. North, south, east, and west does matter in houses in Buffalo. People buy houses on the streets on how they're facing. And you know what? It does matter. Because you get the storms coming off the lake up there, lake effect storms, and it makes a difference. Because where the drift's going to be, is it going to be at your front door or your back door, side to side? So believe it or not, I had a house, it would be side to side. And it was easier side to side on the drifts because the storms would come off the lake and hit the side of the house instead of at the front door. You don't want to have it where you can't get out your front door. Same thing here. Believe it or not, it's a really important factor. Excuse me for coughing. Also, do you need a refrigerator? Do you need electricity? If you don't need electricity, maybe you could look at solar, wind power, or things like that. There's many things that you could do to help yourself in making decisions. Also, things when you come to the Philippines, if you get a house or condo, do you want to live in a condo, and what floor is it going to be on? Do you want a house? You want to live out in a province, and where are you going to live? And I have this discussion a lot. I have this discussion quite a few times a day. And people ask me, where should I live? Where should I go? How should I do it? Should I build a house? Should I not build a house? Well, you know, it depends on circumstances. A lot of people say, yes, I want to build a house. I want to have a bamboo house. I want this, want that. And really, the best way to do it is economical. The economical for you. What is fun for you? Now, there are guys here that come here and spend 3 to 5, 10 million peso on a house. Easy. There's a couple of vloggers here that's probably spent $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 on a house, and they have a mansion. They have a big estate. I mean, they really have a big estate. And there's many guys that come here have done that, and that's fine. I got a friend living up in living in the water in Cebu. and he's right on the water, and he's building a beautiful, gorgeous house. And he has a guest house on the water, and his house is about 200 feet off the water, and it's right there on the ocean, like where the bay comes in. But the problem is, he said, when the storms come, he realized maybe he should put his house back further away and the guest house back further away close, because they really get slammed on the water. So the decisions that you make here really makes a difference on quality of life. And what I mean by that is you have to think before you start doing a lot of things, where you want to live. If you want to be close to the water, be careful on the typhoons. If you want inland, be careful of the heat. And there's other factors in when you're moving inside also. Mountainous, non-mountainous, flatlands, water, flooding. I mean, so you have to really think about all those things. Did I think about everything? No. I thought about some. I surely didn't think about all. But I was blessed that things just worked out for me in my favor. I'm up on land. I don't have to worry about flooding. I built my house about 3 foot higher than any of the other grades around here. In fact, my neighbor's house, I'm higher about a foot or so from my neighbor's house. So when it does rain, their yards will flood. Mine does not. I do have a little flooding in the back corner, I noticed the other day. But guess what? I'm going to bring some dirt in, and we're going to solve that problem. We're going to taper it off, and I'm going to build up higher. It costs about $50 to do it, and I can get a truckload of dirt for $50 and bring in nice gravel, nice rock. And I'm not going to go for dirt. I'm going to do gravel, because I'm going to kind of make a trough and build it up and pack it down like I did this house. And then we put dirt on top of it, and then we put gravel on top and dirt on top. And then I put my concrete pillars down in the ground for the house. Now, what you can do too is quality of life. Something that another thing you can think about is if you grow maybe you want to have quality of life where you're not self-sufficient. Maybe you want to have no electricity. Maybe you want to grow your own trees and have your own fruit trees and things like that. And so that's what we started doing. We started looking closely at doing that, and that's exactly what Ruth and I do. We have pineapple back there. We have bananas. We have probably half a dozen of each, and when they start producing fruit, we're going to have plenty. Is it going to be year-round? No. We have lemon and lime trees growing. We have, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff. We got her durian, which hopefully she'll love that one. And we got it back far enough, hopefully I will not smell it. But we have, of course, papaya and coconut on our property. And we have probably about 5 or 6 coconut trees. So that's something that you need to think about also. Coconuts, fresh water, fresh coconut. You get hungry and you're sick, you're not feeling well, there's nothing better than that water out of that coconut. And so, believe it or not, even though it's green and just pop it off a tree, it's still okay. You can have it. But anyway, I want to talk about there. What do you need? What is important? What do you need? Do you need many things? Water, food, electric. Of course, travel some type, refrigerator, TV. Do you want to own? Do you want to rent? What area would you like to live in? So quality of life for me is comfort of home, aircon, as you can see, and food, of course, water, access to a lot of water. Worst case, if we ran a shortage of water, we can dig for water here. There is availability for me to dig for water, and it's about 4 feet deep right now. My neighbor was telling me the other day they were digging for fence posts and they hit water. So there you go. But it's stuff like that you have to think about. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Please hit like. And happy Thanksgiving. This is a video on Thanksgiving, so I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I want to thank everybody.